Welcome to this special presentation of Investing in Psychedelics, brought to you by the Canadian Securities Exchange in partnership with CFN Media.
Hello, this is Frank Lay, president of CFN Media, and today I have Ben Nikolaevsky, the CEO of Pure Extracts, which is an exciting new company in the psychedelic space. And Ben, thanks so much for being with us today.
Oh, my pleasure, Frank. Thanks very much for having me.
Absolutely. Ben, tell us about Pure Extracts and its focus in the psychedelic industry.
Frank, thanks very much. So Pure Extracts is a large-scale extractor that has three pillars of revenue. Functional and psychedelic mushrooms is one pillar of our revenue base. We are the commercialization engine for the functional mushroom space that's continued to build in both Canada and the US. We take the base formulations in the functional space and commercialize them for our partners, bring them to market, working on the formulations to add or subtract ingredients that may or may not be viable to commercially produce them, package them, turn them into a concentrate, and then ultimately help them move to a retail chain or e-commerce platform. And we take the product step up from the holistic medicine perspective, where today you can find functional mushrooms on shelf at your local GNC. Those products haven't been re-engineered. They're powderized products that have been on shelf for 20 years. We're taking the products and taking them into a concentrate. We're testing them. We are reformulating them to have more potency, have better bioavailability, and to really get the full aspect of whatever it may be, your turkey tail or your chopper or whatnot, to be able to have a full effect from a functional perspective. And then ultimately, moving into psilocybin, we're applying for our dealer's license. We have two partnerships with labs that have their controlled substance authorization to be able to do research in that. We have, a couple of different advisors on our company's science advisory team that are working on formulations for our partnerships. We're right now in negotiations for a couple of the functional and psilocybin to be their providers in the space. We'll be releasing that shortly, and we will be the developers of their hopes and dreams. So we have customers that are hoping to create this product and have very strong CBG backgrounds and need to commercialize that. We will make their dreams come true.
That's amazing, Ben. And with that, tell us about your business and revenue model.
So our business and revenue model is split up into three pillars or three legs of a stool. One is the functional mushroom space and producing that product for our customer set, ultimately having a brand of our own market, and then producing psilocybin or a lab environment that will be a facility, is a GMP facility. And then ultimately extracting psilocybin and bringing that to market for clinical use with our partners. And so that's the first revenue model. The functional space will be in market within the next couple of months, where the equipment on site already for the extraction of that product. The second revenue stream, we have a cannabis and hemp extraction business. We do tolling. So tolling is taking in other folks' product, running it through our systems and creating a oil-based product, and then refining it to a bulk state or others, or more of a refined state, and returning it to customers for a fee. So we don't take any product risk on that. Highly profitable, from that perspective. My counterparts at Valence and MetaPharm have made it easy, from that perspective. Everybody knows how successful, and one of the only cannabis companies that really make money in the space. And there's a lack of good tollers out there, so we're excited about that. And then we have the branded product, Pure Pulls, vape, tinctures, capsulated products, and a gummy line that we have coming out. So we have our own branded product that was previously in the gray market. We've reformulated it, and that will be back on shelf in the September timeframe. So that'll be our three sources of revenue over the course.
Very impressive, touching the psychedelic space and helping the drug developers, the functional space, and also in cannabis, and now your own CPG products. Very impressive.
Thank you very much. We think it's a good formulation, giving the investors the upside of the functional and psilocybin area, but having the backing of ongoing revenue with cannabis ability to generate that revenue that we have definitive agreements on as the functional and psilocybin space continues to evolve.
Fantastic. Now tell us about the team you've assembled to accomplish all this.
Well, as you may know, I was involved with a previous LP that we sold to Tilray. So I assembled a team with Natura Natural. We sold Tilray to Tilray in February of last year. So we've reconstituted the band. We had such a good time, and our investors were quite happy with the outcome. So I have myself as CEO, head of business development, which is Sandy Loki. He was with me in Natura Natural. He was my COO at Natura. And Andy Ravine is the head of sales. He comes from 20 years at Moosehead Beers for the head of sales. Doug Benville, our founder and COO, is currently on staff. And we have a host of professionals, underneath us, from our CFO right down to our head of production, that are previously involved in publicly traded companies, and involved in several of the LPs that were previously in the cannabis space. So we have a pretty stellar team, for this, and it really is 2.0 for us. We've done this a couple of times, and the functional space is a very exciting space in psilocybin, and we see this like 2014, the way that the cannabis business was, back then. We see the growth and the excitement, and we're excited and rejuvenated to go, one more time around the block. So we're excited.
That is terrific. And then finally, Ben, tell us about any current or near-term milestones that will excite investors.
Sure. We'll be licensed in the next, for this month, so we'll be in production for cannabis and hemp is what we understand. We're in the process. We have NDAs signed with functional and psilocybin companies that we're negotiating LOIs with, so we'll be releasing those hopefully shortly. That will excite the market for sure. We'll be releasing our gummy partner that will be very exciting to the market for sure, because we have been selected by a very prominent company to be, helping them bring their gummies to life from a product perspective. So pretty exciting business and some large tolling contracts. So we have a lot of good news, and hopefully the market will react positively to that, and the investors will be able to enjoy.
That's fantastic, and a lot to look forward to. Thank you so much, Ben. This has been Ben Nikolaevsky, CEO of Pure Extracts, and you will see him June 17th at the Psychedelics Investing in Psychedelics Conference put on by CFN and the CSE. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thanks for having me, Frank.